So, welcome guys. DC Studios is, I don't know, a bit chaotic at the moment. They've cancelled the Wonder Woman video game that's been... They've worked on that for quite a while, to be honest. So they've cancelled that. James Gunn's also revealed that, you know, Waller's not really happening. Not that that should have happened anyway. The Authority's not really happening. Whole bunch of stuff that they announced is not happening. They've changed script writers here and there. So this is kind of a video chronicling all the recent news that seemingly indicates that DC's a little bit chaotic right now. A little bit, you know, under... I don't know. They've got some issues, all right? So let's take a look, right? Warner Brothers cancels Wonder Woman game and shuts down Shadow of Mordor studio. Right. Okay. That is very, very surprising. So Monolith Productions is closing. We got a statement from all of this as well, but this is on Kotaku. Yeah, I know, but they've got the statement. So it says Monolith Productions revealed it was making a Wonder Woman game back in 2021. They've been working on this for ages. Now publisher Warner Brothers Games has announced that the project has been canned, and the studio best known for the Middle-earth Shadow of War games is being shut down, as well as part of larger cuts. So the shakeup comes after 2024's Suicide Squad bombed and platform fighter Multiverses failed to make a comeback. So here is a statement from Warner Brothers Games. We have had to make some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investments around building the best games possible with our key franchises: Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. After careful consideration, we're closing 3 of our development studios: Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Brothers Games San Diego. This is a strategic change in direction and not a reflection of these teams or the talent that consists within them. I mean, that is major. The development of Monolith's Wonder Woman video game will not move forward. Our hope was to give players and fans the highest quality experience possible for the iconic character, and unfortunately this is no longer possible within our strategic priorities. This is another tough decision. They would have lost a lot of money doing that though, because they've sunk a lot of development costs into it. Years of development. That's tens of millions of dollars. So that's quite crazy. This is another tough decision as we recognise Monolith's storied history of delivering epic fan experiences through amazing games. We greatly admire the passion of the 3 teams and thank every employee for their contributions. As difficult as today is, we remain focused on and excited about getting back to producing high quality games for our passionate fans and developed by our world-class studios. So there's that. That was obviously interesting. But then we've got this, right? So we got new details. So that, I mean, that is surprising, right? That's pretty major. You've just sunk tens of millions of dollars into a video game that now is canned. All right, then. That's not good. That isn't good. This one's interesting. So, rumoured new details on what's gone wrong with the Authority, Booster Gold, and Waller. Again, chaos, right? A bit chaotic. So, for those that don't know, they just, Booster Gold was like abandoned, basically. So that's crazy. Well, a showrunner abandoned it and then they got someone else on board. But Waller's not looking like it's moving forward. Authority's not looking like it's moving forward. So anyway, a scooper brings word that the creative in question was Danny McBride, who was on Booster Gold. So that's interesting. But apparently the show remains in development, but McBride was too busy and lost interest. As Safran suggested, they're now looking for a replacement. Waller also hasn't been cancelled, and a showrunner and actors are said to be attached. Scripts have also been written, though Gunn isn't satisfied with them. So they'll be worked on until he is. Well, when? Last we heard, Crystal Henry and Jeremy Carver were developing the project. So that's weird. But then there was this one. So The Authority, the reason that the movie's been put on hold is because it's considered too risky. Warner Brothers and David Zaslav are hesitant to invest $150 million plus in an R-rated film based on a lesser-known IP, which is understandable. They're exploring alternatives, possibly turning it into an animated movie or lowering the budget. Personally, I think they should make it a series. This should be a DC's answer to The Boys. Yeah, but also just don't... not everything has to be $150 million, for God's sake. Like, what are you doing? So that's all a bit weird. Waller is just a mess, though, still. And then we got this. So DC Studios boss James Gunn openly says you know, that he regrets putting certain writers on DC projects. I mean, good that he admits it. But basically he says, look, I mean, life is complicated. There's always little things. Like, I wish I did that differently. I wish I asked David Corenswet to do that take differently. It's just like little things. There's writers that we put on projects that I wish we didn't. What a weird thing to admit. But overall, I feel just so lucky. I mean, the fact that Anna Nagura was on Supergirl, came out with this great script. The fact that there's another, my favourite project nobody even knows about yet. It's been my favourite project for a few months. Nobody even knows it. It's still a bit weird. We're an organisation of basically 13 people that's able to produce all this material and have it go and have it all be high quality. We're going to make mistakes. Some things are going to be better than others. So we're doing everything we can to make everything as good as possible. And I feel remarkably fortunate. I mean, that's good, but still odd. Like, all of this is just odd. The whole thing is odd. As hard as we are on ourselves, if 2 years ago, when we all sat in this room together, we said this will be your output 2 years from now, I think we would have been surprised that we could accomplish that much, particularly within the 5 months of pencils down in our first year. They were always really problematic for everybody, so I think we feel pretty good about the future. It's still very odd. This is still chaotic. You piece it all together, this is chaos. You know, studios being shut down. They've also admitted that, no, there's going to be no games for a couple of years now. So, well, you could have had one. You could have had one, but I'm guessing it was too much like Zack Snyder, maybe. I don't know. Such a weird thing to do. The whole thing is very bizarre. All of it's weird. And they put an arbitrary sort of set that they want to release. We want to do 2 movies, 2 live action movies, 1 animated movie a year. We want to do 2 shows and 2 animated shows a year as well. It's like, that's a weird arbitrary thing to state. But there you go. What do you think? I think this is not massively great news. It does resembles something of chaos, which is obviously, you know, what this video is all about. And James Gunn admitting, yeah, we're going to make mistakes. I mean, that is good, but again, why have you hired writers that you now regret? I mean, that's bad. Hopefully that means that, you know, they're gone, because if not, that's horrendous. You know, you're openly admitting that a bunch of people you hired are dog shit. But anyway, leave your thoughts down below. If you're new, do hit subscribe, or indeed you're a returning viewer that's not yet subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. Take care. Bye-bye now.